taboo, sensual touch. Erotic, taboo, sensual touch. Touch me, kiss me, squeeze me, hold me. 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 Erotic, taboo, sensual touch. Erotic, taboo, sensual touch. Erotic, taboo, sensual.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Colin.
Hello everyone, I am Melanie.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Jackie, and welcome to Majesty Productions taping of Erotic Taboo Sensual Touch.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Erotic Taboo Sensual Touch. Again, we thank you all for joining us today on this beautiful Sunday. Before we get started, we just want to touch bases on what we covered in the last time we met, which was the Tantra Revolution. And so we had some positive feedback on that show, and we thank you for your feedback. That day we experienced an example of a Tantra touch, or how to start that process, and breathing, mentally getting in shape, prepared. And Jackie was so gracious enough to share and lend us her skills and her husband. We thank you, sir. We thank you for and showing us how to start the process to receiving that cataclysmic connection between yourself and your spouse. So we touched on Tantra, we touched on just how to get to those next levels. And so today, we're going to start to move on with some new information for you guys as far as how it relates to intimacy in your relationship and different forms of intimacy. What could be a problem, how we can help, and things of that nature. So that's what we're touching on today. But to be exact, we'll start off with a topic called For the Love of Money. For the love of money. And what that is I picked that topic for us to start out with. And what it is we're going to take an angle. Does money affect your relationship? Can it affect how you're intimate with your spouse?
Wow.
I mean, do you think that money can play a part in, or lack thereof money can play a part in how you respond and react and relate to your significant other?
Oh wow.
What do you think?
That's deep, but
That was deep, yeah.
yeah, we gotta go to commercial. We gotta take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna definitely get into that. That's a deep one.
Okay.
All right.
Erotic, taboo, sensual touch. Erotic, taboo, sensual touch. Erotic, taboo.
I'm Aaron, inviting you out to my place, Echo Lounge, at the corner of Liberty and Orford, 9036 Liberty Road to be exact. I want you to go ahead and come on out, enjoy our live bands, our comedy shows, karaoke, and everything else that we have going on throughout the week. You'll always be entertained. Come on out and bring a friend, family atmosphere. Everybody knows everybody here. Again, 9036 Liberty Road, look forward to seeing you.
Do you love jazz? Awesome. Join Miss Jackie as she has a night of tropical soul jazz. This is held every third Sunday of every month from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Echo Bar and Lounge, 9036 Liberty Road. We'll see you there. A Typical Journey is available on Amazon.com. Actors are wanted for the movie. If you're interested, please give me a call, 410-921-7634.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Erotic Taboo Sensual Touch. I'm your host, Colin, sitting alongside my beautiful co-host, Miss Jackie and Miss Melanie. And so basically, we're going to jump right into it. The topic for the day, for the love of money. Can money put a strain on your intimacy of your relationship, is the question. Can you be intimate? And I got a couple questions that I wrote down. Can you still be intimate if your finances aren't right? Money is a touchy topic, as we all agree, be it you single or in a relationship. And it's a touchy topic to discuss because not only is it money tangible matter, it's also it also carries an emotional weight. Money carries an emotional weight. So anytime it's not right, you'll start to feel it in your life. I mean, in many different areas of your life, you'll start to feel pressure. In your relationship, in your job, in your social life, money can cause many a problem when it's not right. When it's right, everything is wonderful. Birds sing extra loud. They sing your rainbows. You see a leprechaun at the end of the rainbow when the money is right. But when the money is funny, you know, it causes us to go to a place mentally that we're not always connected to the best way that we should be to our spouses. So a question that I'm posing is, do you think, or what is your opinion about money causing stress or strain on a relationship?
In my opinion, and I've had this debate with my co-host Melanie yesterday, and she always say, well, you're on the team of the guys. But here's how I feel. I think that couples going into a relationship don't often discuss money issues, or they tap dance around money because they don't want to make the other person uncomfortable. And I think there lies the problem, because when you do start to have financial issues because of fear and because of I think the fear of that partner being upset, they're not going to discuss the money issues. In my relationship, we've had several highs and lows. As far as the intimacy and that sexual, it doesn't impact me one way or another, because in my mind, one thing has nothing to do with the other. The reason I say that is because if we're having a financial problem, we're going to have a discussion about it. As I always say, I'm not going to be unhappy, and I'm not going to shortchange myself on the intimacy, because we can take our minds off of the financial problems for a few minutes so that we can be intimate with one another, and maybe in the process we may come up with some solutions. Is it a deal breaker when the money is tight? Absolutely not, because again, it goes back to the beginning. You have to build that financial intimacy with one another. And if you haven't done that, any time you have financial issues, it's going to build a wall between the two of you, which is going to cause some additional stress in the relationship. So it starts in the beginning. If you're not talking money in the beginning, you cannot develop that financial intimacy with one another. Now that's my take on it.
Okay.
That was deep.
Okay, so here's my take on it. My take is that it's definitely going to impact, from a woman's perspective. If I'm getting ready to get put out, or we're about to get put out next week, no, we can't be intimate. I'm so sorry, we cannot be intimate, because my thought process is not there. My emotions, they're just not there. They're on trying to get these bills paid. You know, so we're not having any kind of connection if the money is funny.
I think I understand that from a woman's perspective, the point of view. That makes sense. I mean, she's not going to be emotionally tied to that act if things are not, or responsibilities are not being met. So again, that's why I think that the money or the lack of can cause a strain, and especially when there's no communication.
That's
Communication being
that's
key.
it.
And if there's no communication or very little communication, or on that particular subject, then yes, I think it definitely will cause the situation. But just to backtrack just a little bit, did you say that we would discuss it while you're You'll have
Thank you, Colin.
Exactly, because let me just say, I'm not gonna suffer because we're having some financial problems. We still gonna do this thing, and we're gonna discuss it.
during or after.
And maybe a little bit doing, I might be whispering, we could probably do so and so during the midst of, the act.
Wow.
But
Okay.
what I'm saying is I'm not going to be neglected because we're having financial problems. Because first of all, that financial intimacy really should be established in the beginning of the relationship.
But it's not.
It's not for a lot of couples, which is why the breakdown of the relationship occurs. Because you have one wall after another. It's that financial problem that is a wall built. You're not talking about it. That's another wall built in the relationship, which then begins to disintegrate the entire relationship because of what you're not talking about. And again, it goes back to communication and establishing that financial intimacy in the very beginning. That's my stand on it.
Well, let me add to that, and I'll tell you a personal story. When my husband and I first got together, he said to me, "What does your credit look like?" I think I had a conversation.
Yeah, and I thought that was
And I'm like,
interesting.
"What do you think was my credit look like? It looked fine to me." And so he started examining how I was spending my money. He said, "Okay, at the time I had two girls. Why are you shopping at the mall? You can't afford that." I mean, he was real though. That was 100% real.
Honest, yeah.
And so he did little things. He showed me the statement of the house that we lived in. He said, "This is what you see, this interest rate. That's where it's supposed to be." And so I think from him doing so, I could appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? The financial part of it, I could appreciate that a little bit more. But let me be the first to say it again. If the money is funny, you ain't getting no honey.
And I think that a lot of women really think like that. Not me, but I'm just saying a lot of women think like that. And I think, again, that begins to be a bigger problem in the relationship because we have the power oftentimes. And if we use sex to withhold for every issue in the relationship, we begin to grow further and further apart. I think that you have to have that line of communication with one another. We use sex as kind of like a power tool. Well, if the money ain't right, then you can't get no nookie. You know what I'm saying? And I think that creates a whole lot of problems in your relationship. So we have to change our mindset. But again, I applaud your husband for actually asking you that because he's bringing you back to reality. You see what this costs?
Right.
And why you at the mall?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to build on that financial intimacy.
Right.
And do you think, because he approached you that way in the beginning, if you look at to today, did that conversation help you to take today?
It helped me to examine things a little bit more closely. It absolutely did. But again, how many people are having that conversation, or how many people are saying, do you even understand what credit is? Do you even understand, your score? Do you understand this? A lot of people not having that.
A lot of people don't have that conversation.
Right.
My wife and I, we're actually mentor or being mentees, mentoring to become marriage counselors.
Oh, nice.
And so
Nice.
we've counseled
Nice.
couples,
Okay.
and especially when it comes to this subject of money and finance,
Oh, wow. Nice.
it is the question of how many people do it, not a lot. They don't have the honest conversation up front about finances and how it could honestly play a part in the health of your relationship.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
And before we, one other thing I want to share, something that I found online is a research study by Texas Tech University. They suggest that economic hardship evidently has negative effects on marriages. Couples with extreme financial stress tend to have lower levels of satisfaction in their relationships. Emotionally strained by their financial struggles, some people become more hostile, irritable, uncommunicative towards their spouses. So this stuff is being studied and has been studied to show truth on the effects of funny money, no honey, no money, no honey.
Because not talking about it. It's that stress that's constantly
Absolutely.
building in the relationship. So yeah, it has a big impact because no one's discussing it. It's
But-
not gonna go away.
Right, but
You
you
know?
got, and as you can see here, you have two women who have two varying
Different.
perspectives on one topic, which is it's pretty significant
It's
that how
significant,
you all think,
yeah.
which is a good thing though. It just shows the dynamic there on this particular topic, and no finance equals no romance.
Yeah, who had a song out about
I
that?
don't know.
No romance without finance.
There's no chance.
Okay, there you go. What was her name? Wood Guthrie? Had
Okay.
that song? Yeah.
Jackie is the song connoisseur.
But I think that was interesting because yesterday Melanie and I had a debate about that, and I was just like, listen, there are not too many things that get in the middle of me and my intimacy and just being able to release. You know, I'm just saying, I'm not going to shortchange myself.
We know, Jackie. And if y'all watch the previous videos and listen to the podcast, you'll understand. That's a good thing, though.
If you have not, let me jump on something real quick. If you have not watched the previous video, you're shortchanging yourself.
Absolutely.
So you can view us on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, Erotic Taboo Sensual Touch Relationship Group. You can also view us on Facebook. Join our group, comment, post pictures, post your comment. Tastefully done. This is a mature group, mature topics we discuss. It's not raunchy, we're not vulgar. We're just trying to bring information to you and to help you, in your relationship. Facebook, Erotic Taboo Sensual Touch Relationship Group. Feel free to join. You can also reach us. What am I leaving out, ladies? Email. Email address is Melanie.
The productions of majesty at gmail.com, and you can also reach us. As Colin said, don't call any of us if your tantra or anything else isn't working. Don't call us. Colin, what's the numbers?
You can reach me at my number, which is 443-396-3242. You can reach the lovely Jackie at 410-635-1666. Don't pay attention to that 666. It's the dumb number.
That's
And then
just numbers.
you can reach Melanie at 410-921-7634.
All
Okay?
right, my guys, with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Thank you. Taboo, sensual touch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Erotic Taboo, Sensual Touch. Colin, I really appreciate your information. I really appreciate that on a lot of different levels. And the number one is because people are not talking about this stuff. We're not talking about the finances, and it can have a negative impact in the bedroom. We don't want that, right? All right, but I did find some fun facts. All right, USA Today. Now, this is the quote that they gave. Many marriages today are till death. That's DEBT, do us part. And I think that we understand why. Because again, as we all said, we're not having these conversations at the very beginning. So when we get into these situations, it's like, well, what the hell happened? And then we're still not talking about it. Still not talking about it. So I thought that was very interesting. And this, same article, they said that finances is considered taboo. So that fits right along.
Because
What we're
it's
doing.
fear in
Yeah.
discussing finances because
Absolutely.
you don't want to make the other party uncomfortable, but it's that same fear that will start building those walls to separate the two of you because of the conversations you're not having.
Right, and that's what taboo is. If anybody had a question, the things and conversations that we're basically not having. So that's my fun facts. I hope you all, get on the internet, see for yourself. I'm telling you, this stuff is real. They even gave a number to it. They said 40% of marriages
I believe it.
that fail is because of finance.
Before we transition to our audience segue, I just want to throw something else out there, which give them something to think about before they answer. I found something online also that says that men are more likely to cheat if they're economically dependent on their female partner. If a man is economically dependent on her, he's more likely to cheat.
The ego.
Whereas Hold on, Jack.
Okay.
Whereas, but for women, economic dependency seems to have the opposite effect. Meaning, the more dependent they are on the male partner, the less likely they are to engage in infidelity. Does that make sense to you, the female?
It does make sense. I think because let's take the male, for example, that is financially dependent on the female. If he isn't bringing anything to the table and she is the sole provider, she's not interested really in having sex because you're not doing anything. And our financial situation has pretty much digressed in a sense. So why am I interested in having sex with you? Now, for the man that's providing and that woman that's dependent on him, I think the woman might look at it like, you failed us because the finances have changed. And she can't get past that. She can't get her mind in a state to where she wants to be intimate with him. And again, I think that goes back to a lack of not communicating. That has to be established in the very beginning. I mean, I think that the finances really, if you're talking about it, if you're really having these discussions, I think that it shouldn't affect intimacy in your relationship. But it does because no one's talking about it.
I agree. I agree 100%. Again, like the article said, and like we all agree, it's all taboo. That taboo topic, that taboo conversation. But we got to be willing to make that transition and to talk about it. It's just real simple.
And that's what this forum is for. We're trying to empower and educate you on how to enhance your relationship based on our experiences. We have to have these discussions, folks, because the divorce rate is high, especially in our community. And if we're not talking about these issues, how are we ever going to repair the relationships in our community?
And
it starts with us.
We're going to move relationship to relationship to relationship.
But the problem will remain the same, and
Right,
that's the
exactly.
thing. We have to talk about it. We are doing more detriment to our community than we realize. I mean, look at the family breakdown. You know, we have to talk about these issues.
Okay. Jackie, again.
I'm trying not to preach, folks.
It's too late. It's too late.
Right. Y'all heard the silence afterwards,
But
right?
it's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. But it just shows her passion. It shows her, her passion. So with that, we're going to take a very brief break, and then we're going to come back. And guess what? We're going to talk to some of our audience members. Stay tuned. Get your minds right. Erotic taboo. Sensual touch. Erotic taboo. Sensual touch. Touch me, kiss me, squeeze me.
She still struggles with it.
That is a ongoing thing. I don't like to be told.
And cancers, I think cancer women, we're so headstrong. You know, we're used to just bam. Oh yes, we are so much alike. It's amazing. It's scary. So if you're doing the text messages, if I say, well, why so and so, it's never personal. We just bump heads like that because we're so much alike. But you know what you did? You always stay out of it, and I find that hilarious. He never says
He never responds to anything. And I'm like,
Smart man.
I'm like, really? Really, Kyle?
What did you say, Kim?
It's not going to.
No, listen,
Yeah.
listen. A lot of times, the communication is during the daytime. I told you. I
Yeah, you did
can't-
say that,
I don't
yeah.
have the free flow
Right,
back
right.
and forth with y'all
Right.
in the daytime. So after 6 and stuff is when you know.
But you still don't want to
But
turn
don't.
See,
the
listen,
It's still crickets.
Again,
It's crickets.
y'all bombard. I mean, like.
I know,
can't
all
keep up
day.
sometimes.
I know. I was thinking on that the other day. I was like, he probably like, God, because we
Can't keep
text
up.
all day
We
long.
text all day because I have that kind
But
of
just
job.
know that I read it and I see, so I'm keeping up, and I'm just not responding all the time.
Okay, we
But I'm keeping up.
know.
I'm still in the flow.
What do y'all be
So
bumping
when
heads
we get
about?
tired, when we get tired of
What do they be bumping heads about?
Oh yeah.
I think What you say? Did you say petty stuff?
Yeah, I mean, between y'all.
It is. It's kind of like we're very opinionated and we think along the same lines. And the way she described me one day as a mother hen, and she's absolutely right about that. Because I'm like, I think that we probably shouldn't really, I think that that's not right, So I am a mother hen. I think I'm a mother hen. I think I'm a big sister. I think because I'm kind of always thinking of what's in the best interest of the three of us. Yeah. And she's impulsive sometimes.
Yeah, she's not thinking about our interests.
I am thinking about everybody. I'm like, we need to do this. We need to do this.
And I'm like,
they like, wait a minute. I get nothing from Colin. But they be like, Melanie.
I call her because sometimes I'm not in the mood to be sending text messages. That kind of like is exhausting for me. So I'm like, we need to talk. Yeah. Oh God. So, but it works. Yeah.
That's our dynamic.
Just being recorded behind the scenes.
We're fine with that. I'm gonna cut them. That's like cut number 8.
Kind of deep. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Erotic Taboo Sensual Touch. Today's subject is no romance without finance. So, we're taking it to the audience member. So, audience member, please identify yourself and tell us your position.
My name is Naja, and from my position, because I'm an independent person, it doesn't have an effect on me in the bedroom. I'm not the type to say, no, I don't want to do it. But I think it's because of me. I'm not dependent financially on another person. If you don't have it, I think I'm not turned off about it. I'll still engage. On the flip side, money stresses you out. You're in the bedroom, we broke, and you want to do this. But I'm still able to put it aside and still be intimate. But like I said, because of my mindset is to be financially stable on my own.
Wow, great perspective. Thank you. Thank you. Next audience member, what is your perspective?
I'm Michelle, and I absolutely think it has an impact in the bedroom. If the money is funny, you can't really think about anything else but the bills. So if you and your mate or your spouse are not communicating, and your spouse or your mate is not providing the comfort in that area, then you feel like you're in it by yourself. So you can't really think about anything else. So you can't really relax to even enjoy the moment. So for me, it does.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Next audience member, please identify yourself.
My name is Mike Fenwick. Well, I believe that it can if you don't discuss it. I was listening to Jackie, and she was saying how it's important to just have that conversation up front. And when it came to being intimate, I mainly was the problem. I couldn't say the significant other was the problem, because the type of way I make money, I always got to risk money to make money. And if I have a losing session over the years, sometimes I can go a week or two without any type of intimacy. Just because I'm not comfortable where I might be at that particular time. But over the years, I've been able to just cope with it much better, where it doesn't affect me, as much as it might affect me, before. But more importantly, I just think if you discuss it up front, and you guys work together, work through it, I think it won't be a major factor in your intimacy.
Wow. That's interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Next audience member, please identify yourself.
No, I'm Nate. Nate, Big Nate, tall one, Mr. 6'5", no matter. Do I think money have an effect? Oh man, wow. Wow. I don't think that the bedroom had anything to do with finances. I think those are two different things. I'm just like this young lady. I run my own business, plus I work full time, so it really is not an issue with me. I really believe that if a person is down financially, you should be able to help them out, pick them up, where y'all both have. Cause see, I don't know about any of y'all. Now I didn't do that. but a pack of Franks costs $1 and some cents right now. So I can afford me and her, you know. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't have nothing to do with the intimacy. Because you mean to tell me that when we in the bedroom, you're gonna be wondering what we having for dinner? No, we don't need to wonder that. You mean to tell me while we in the bedroom, you're gonna be wondering, is the light gonna get caught off? Hey, it's more better. It's better in the dark. Are you gonna be wondering, you know, how we gonna get gas in the car? Listen, hey, drive mine. I'll ride a bike. It doesn't really matter to me. I have no problem in helping my woman financially. The thing about it is, if she's working, if I make more money than her, then my job is to help her and support her. As long as she support me in the bedroom. Hey, you didn't have gas in your car today. I put gas in your car. So listen, I need my back rub tonight. Okay? That's just me. That's just me. I don't want to have no problems, you know, oh, I'm tired. Listen, you wasn't tired enough to go to work. You wasn't tired enough to burn my gas. You know, and that's high petrol. You know, I'm just saying.
I'm done.
I'm just saying.
Thank you so much, Nate, for your commentary. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we will be right back after this short commercial break. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today on our discussion For the Love of Money. Very good topic, Colin. I mean, it had us really going, and I just want to take the time out to thank our studio audience for participating, for our listening audience. Thank you for tuning in. Again, our contact information is the production of majesty@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. Our Facebook page is Erotic Taboo Sensual Touch Relationship Group. Our Facebook page is www.erotictaboosensualtouch.com. If you want to send us a text message for topics that you're interested in discussing, you can reach Colin at 443-396-3242. Myself, Jackie, at 410-635-1666. And Melanie, you can reach her at 410-921-7634. Again, we appreciate you taking the time to offer your opinion and listen to our show. Everyone have a great Sunday. Thank you.